Welcome, global family. I greet you all with warm greetings of aloha, talofa. I am Laura Sa Pele Lafoia Ava, the current chair and executive producer of Peace Sunday. I first want to begin by honoring my ancestors of the beautiful Pacific Islands of Samoa and Hawaii, as well as the United States of America, where I live. I also want to honor and thank the stewards of the lands that I live upon in Southern California. The stewards are the Ahashiman and Tongva nations. My power of one is one power source. That is the Creator, our Divine Father and Mother as one. In the Pacific Islands, they're known as Leatua Keakua. All participants in today's Peace Sunday program will begin by lighting their candle to share our sacred fire from within and allowing it to shine forth into the world to illuminate this time right now of darkness and despair and fill it with more love, light, and hope. Everyone will share their power of one. What are they most passionate about? And also they will be able to offer a song, a prayer, or a powerful message to our global family to unite us as one. Our theme is the power of one. One dream, one hope, one humanity, one world. Individually, we are one drop. In oneness, we are the ocean. On behalf of our three nonprofit organizations based here in the United States, known as Unity and Diversity World Council, One Global Family Alliances, and the International Council's Circles and Congress of Women and Youth, I would like to express our deepest gratitude and acknowledge our amazing alliance partners such as the United Religions Initiative and its cooperation circles. There are over 1,000 CCs worldwide. The Parliament of the World's Religions, which is the oldest interfaith movement, birthed on September 11th, 1893. Want to thank Unity Earth and World Unity Week, SINE Network, the Jerusalem Prayer Project, Videocratic Media, Public Watchdogs, the Riverside in Peace with Justice Project, One Humanity Institute, the Orange County Interfaith Network, Vedanta International Cultural Center, the Giborg Center, and so many more. I also want to thank my inspiring team of producers for Peace Sunday and co-producers for their dedication and support of our grassroots peace movement called the Rainbow Alliances. We are all coming together and joining forces to make a collaborative impact for worldwide unity and peace. Today, we are so excited to weave together beautiful, heartfelt offerings of love and light with our beloved community of global Indigenous grandmothers and elders, interfaith leaders and sacred activists, artists and singers, all uniting in the spirit of oneness to celebrate and honor the 40th anniversary of the two historic 1982 nuclear freeze events, Peace Sunday, which was held at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, with 100,000 activists, and the 1 million rally in New York City a week later on June 12th. We are uniting in the sacred call to action for immediate peace, healing, respect, reconciliation, restoration, to nurture, protect, and honor all life. Think of today's Peace Sunday program as a worldwide candlelight vigil and celebration of life. A worldwide candlelight vigil and celebration of life. Let us take a deep breath together. Let us pause and sit in stillness and silence to be guided by the Divine Spirit, the Spirit that unites and binds us all together as one. the breath of life that we share, the waters that we are birthed in, that we survive in. Water is life. Water is a magnifier and conductor, and it is the life-giving element, as well as air, earth, fire. We are honoring our Creator, Divine Mother and Father as one. We are honoring our Mother Earth and all our ancestors. We have lost countless lives, countless loved ones in these past 2 years of the pandemic. We have lost so many in senseless wars, attacks, human trafficking, climate disasters, and simply life in general. We are also honoring the living and future generations to come. All are sacred in this miraculous web of life. Join us often for our ongoing candlelight vigils and celebrations of life being held online, and soon we will be back in the Rose Bowl in Southern California and other stadiums and sacred sites near you. By the 45th anniversary of Feast Sunday and the 1 Million Rally, we hope to have simultaneous events happening worldwide. Enjoy our program, fall in love with our elders and our global family, our ohana, our ainga. Diversity is beautiful and divine. Aloha, aloha.
Now I would like to open up the circle and welcome our honorary guests. We have Chief Spiritual Elder Daniel Eagle Warrior Ramos and Wachi Clan Mother Alda Glover. And Daniel and Alda are rounded and supported in family and traditional Indigenous ceremonies and traditions, and they see that all creation is, a respective relative. And united together, they honor the sacred power of the divine feminine and the divine masculine, working and serving as one for justice and equality and for healthy people on a healthy planet. So welcome, Daniel and Alda. Thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Greetings, Lindsay, granddaughter of the people of the liquid blue continent nations. Beautiful way. And thank you. As some may see, our little Manx kitty. It's walking the edge of the world. In that purity of essence, all the medicines of all creation live and from. We are. This is my child. This little kid here is my child, and this woman here is. We are all so connected as we are from the beautiful essence of the sacred waters. In our traditional way, I also follow the untraditional guidance of the unseen great mystery, and in that. Sometimes I'm in that tradition. Other times I'm in what is called maybe non-traditional, but it is always ceremony. Life is ceremony. Water is present generally at almost every ceremony of all many nations. In Lakota, which are my teachings as well, Chokashkla, Wakan, is the hoop of all the nations that have come together. We float upon this beautiful presence of a being we call a planet, but it is our mother. It is our Anahuac, our turtle island, from which it is that we sit. And with that, in the traditional way, you may be looking at the water. This is a holy being for me. And in a traditional way, I introduce myself. Okia titia, this day sacred alt. Don't snanamati, quoutli yelp. Don't chinama, chisnami, hina. Oh, great creator, creator there, creator here, source of all life, lives within. And in this way, I have learned to introduce myself to all the sacred four elements of life, of which water is one of them, and the feminine. So I respectfully introduced myself, even reminded as I was a child in playing in rivers and in beaches. I didn't know who you were, but today I'm in the wakefulness of spirituality in my own traditional walk, that I see you, and I know from day one, from my mother's womb, you always saw me. And in this beautiful way, I come today to join with all the waters of the world in these human earth forms, all the waters of the world from the very beginning of the beyond time. And we are here in this way. And in the loving prayer of joy and love from this Yolo, the heart of this warrior, in a humbled way, called now, and not by accident or coincidence, that in a place of 70 revolutions around the sun, the time that I met Dr. Imoto, is no accident or coincidence that in this sacred space and time that is not with space or time, in this timelessness of the circle, we come together for this ceremony. And when that, all I do is I walk within the waters of life within us. We're always walking in water. Here, we're always walking in spirit. Here. And it's the unseen source, creation, that we are, the sacred oneness of all things together. And so with that, the laughter, I get to the place where I've stopped clinging to the shores of life and been hit and pounded by the boulders and the branches over the river, and started listening to the voice within of the holy waters that lie within me. It said, let go. Let go, Danny. Let go, Daniel. Let go, warrior. Let go. And as I came into the knowing and the letting going, I started in the flowing. And today, I hope you see, I am also the glowing. Aho, Mutaki Asen.
I'm really happy to be here. I'm honored that you've included us in this. Water is life. We know that water is sacred. Water is life, and it's everywhere on the planet. And it's from the clouds onto the mountains as snow and rain, and flows down through rivers, through all over the planet, into ponds and streams and lakes, and finally to the ocean, to the deepest part of the ocean. It's everywhere. It's in all of the plants, it's in all of the animals, and well, all of the animals, people being animals, it's in all of us. We are mostly water. So changing the vibration, lifting the vibration, putting joy and love and healing into water takes it everywhere, into everything, to all our relations, all the plants and animals. There is no life without water, and we need to show reverence to that. We've disrespected water long enough. And people in the desert lands, I'm sure, have more reverence and respect for water than someone like myself that grew up next to an ocean. But we still love it, and we need to share that love with all the water that we come into contact with. Or even if we just know where it is, sending love and energy to a specific part of water. It's cycles everywhere. All water goes everywhere. The water that's in our bodies will end up in an animal, in a fish, in something else, somewhere on the planet at some point in time. So it's something that we all share, and it's a beautiful way to share our love and our joy and have that raise the vibration of the planet as we raise the vibration of the water.
You both give me goosebumps when you speak. The resonance, this is where our power is together, right? Like we know that we have an effect and we can come together and unite in this way. And resonance was one of the most important lessons that I learned from Dr. Emoto. It was the first lesson he said to me when I met him. And that's what we're doing here by synchronizing. And we're collectively opening and connecting our hearts and directing our sincere feelings of love and gratitude to the same water at the same exact time. And this resonance means that we are creating this neural coherence, or these spiraling waves of consciousness that are creating a morphic field. And it was Dr. Emoto often shared about the work of Dr. Rupert Sheldrake and the impact consciousness has on objects, how our lives are made possible, like you said, by this unseen energy. And so, this is something very important, and why, it's even the act of looking at something and focusing your attention has an effect on it. That's essentially, where all our power is, right? So we all have that ability to come together and create this morphic field. And so you can see these experiments clearly when you do the rice experiment and how our intentions affect matter. And Dr. Emoto believed if we combine the lessons that we learn from that water teaches us, and with these theories that Dr. Sheldrake proposes about how our consciousness and the act of looking at something affects it, we could really go a long way into unlocking our true power and the mysteries of the world. Basically, we really learned for sure, we get that affirmation that we do have, each of us does carry that power to change the world. So, and if we could use it all at the same time to the maximum, I feel like we could just change the world in a second. So let's keep that in mind, the fact that we're creating this resonant morphic field. And Daniel will begin with a prayer and blessing.
O great and holy one, sacred Alt, we come together in the hearts of many to join us as one, that our molecular water memory recognize not only our lineages, but also the future, to see clean water, the sacred element around all of us, all within us. We make this prayer. We ask to bring forward the consciousness that through the subconscious and even the unconscious, join together as one, as we are part of the sacred world we call Mother Earth. And we are inside as well as outside, laying at the bottom of the deepest ocean in this very moment, living, breathing, loving, forgiving, and healing for all that is necessary for our world to be renewed and rebirthed today as we step out from this place in another time, from a womb of life, of love and joy, and the truth of who you really are, that all lies within us. Aho, takyas.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, dear elders, Clan Mother Alda Glover and Chief Daniel Ramos for that beautiful water ceremony, along with our sister and partner, Lindsay Hemp, the founder and director of the Water Peace Project. Every month we come together in sacred ceremony to honor water and also to honor the work and legacy of Dr. Emoto. So at this time, we are going to continue in the spirit of love and peace and oneness. And two songs will be offered by two amazing souls. One of them is Patrick Horn. He is a co-producer of Peace Sundays and also serves as an advisory board member for Unity and Diversity World Council, as well as One Global Family Alliances. And he and his band, the Pacific Coast Band, released an album last year, 2022 of June, to honor the 40th anniversary of Peace Sunday. And so he created a list of songs that were performed in the very first Peace Sunday. And so he's sharing one of those songs here with us today. He'll come back later in the second half of our program and introduce two of our special guests, John and Sommer Raymer of the Compassion Games International, as well as SINE Network, one of our amazing collaborative partners. And right now, though, we are going to begin with a song offered by Otto Benton and Antoinette Ruth Dota. The song that they will be sharing with us is honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And that's really important because we've been celebrating the birth of MLK in January. And then also right now we have the Martin Luther King 40 Days of Peace Through Unity and Service that's been ongoing. And we're bringing together the beloved community for Convergence, February 24th and 25th. So join us. You can go to compassiongames.org. You can also find out more information on our Facebook pages and website, peacesundays.org and One Global Family Alliances. And so here we are. This song is in an album also that Pato has put out to honor Unity Earth and Ben Bowler and all the amazing work that they are doing to bring so much unity and peace in the world. Such a light offering, a special gift. And so Ben will also be one of our featured speakers in the second half of our program. And he will speak to that album and many other amazing events that will be coming up. So enjoy the music. And then right after that, we will have the history video of Peace Sunday. Thank you and enjoy. Aloha, aloha.
Yeah. This one is dedicated to the King, Martin Luther King, our civil rights champion. Understand me, no man. And this one is dedicated to all the people all over the world, to every man and woman, every boy and girl, to everyone who believes that equal rights and justice should apply to all, regardless of our color, class, or creed. This one's for Martin Luther King, our frontline soldier, Martin Luther King, our peaceful warrior, Martin Luther King, our civil rights leader, Martin Luther King. This one's for him. Well, just like MLK, I have a dream today. And like Bob Marley, I got so much things to say. Hey, wanna talk about empathy, equity and equality. Wanna talk about ending war and how to end poverty, how to end racial hate and police brutality. 'Cause where there's no justice, oh Jah, there can be no peace. Seems like humanity is in a state of emergency. We need more ethical leaders with a sense of integrity, like Martin Luther King, our frontline soldier Martin Luther King, our peaceful warrior Martin Luther King, our civil rights leader Martin Luther King. This one's for him. You see, there are so many problems and we need some solutions. Yes, let's get together now and start a love revolution. And we can't stop, no we can't slow up. We gotta keep pressing on. If you can't run then walk, can't walk then it's time to crawl. He said, hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. Darkness can't drive out darkness, only light can do that. He said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. I've decided to stick with love, hate is too much to bear. He said, you can kill the dreamer, but you can't kill the dream. You see, unconditional love will rule in eternity. He said, the time is always ripe to do what is right. Lord, I hear the voice of Jesus say, don't give up the fight. He said, where do we go from here? Chaos or community, my people. Instead of fighting each other, show some unity. He said, we fight injustice with civil disobedience. So speak up, don't be silent, and always remain non-violent. Yeah, let's work it out, don't fight it out. Come on everybody, let me hear you sing it. Let's work it out, don't fight it out. This one is for the king. Let's work it out, don't fight it out. Come on everybody, one more time. Let's work it out, don't fight it out. Yeah. This one's for Martin Luther King, our frontline soldier Martin Luther King, our peaceful warrior Martin Luther King, our civil rights leader Martin Luther King. This one's for him. This one's for Martin Luther King, our frontline soldier Martin Luther King, our peaceful warrior Martin Luther King, our civil rights leader Martin Luther King. This one's for him.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream. We will be able to speed up that day when all of us children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Hello, I'm Patrick Horn, and my power of one is the power of one in all in one. To commemorate the 40th anniversary of the Peace Sunday concert for nuclear disarmament, I performed 10 songs with my band from the original set list at the Rose Bowl. My offering now for world peace and unity is Blowin' in the Wind, written by Bob Dylan.
How many roads must a man walk down before they call him a man? How many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? Times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many years must a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? How many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? How many times can a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? How many ears must one man have before he can hear people cry? How many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Now that our elders and singers have laid down a beautiful, prayerful foundation upon which we will continue to add to our Peace Sunday program, I'd like to share with you all that the very first Peace Sunday in 1982 was a massive star-studded event held at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, attended by 100,000 people opposing the nuclear arms race and in support of a nuclear freeze. The theme was "We Have a Dream." On June 12, 1982, a week after Peace Sunday in Pasadena, over 1 million people marched and demonstrated from the United Nations to New York City's Central Park, all demanding nuclear disarmament and an end to the nuclear war arms race, making it the largest disarmament rally in American history. The Unity and Diversity World Council was part of the original organizing committee for Peace Sunday 1982, represented by our dear founder and president, the late Reverend Leland Stewart. Our nonprofit organization has continued to serve as the convening organization since then, carrying on the legacy of Peace Sunday in the spirit of building a sustainable future of peace on earth. Unity and Diversity World Council has continued to produce annual Peace Sunday events in the Los Angeles area since then, focusing on the themes pertaining to the well-being of all life on our planet. Since the 2020 pandemic lockdowns, we began our first webimentary called We Carry the Dream. And then in 2021, our new theme was Be the Dream, Be the Change, as we continued with weekly Sunday Sacred Activism, Peace Sunday Revolution broadcast series. Thank you.
In 1982, during the height of the Cold War, as the Soviet Union and the United States engaged in the nuclear arms race and fears of nuclear holocaust plagued the planet, a mass movement for a nuclear freeze arose. In California, the culmination of the movement took place on June 6, 1982, at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. The event was called Peace Sunday. Performers included Stevie Wonder, Bob Dylan, Joan Baez, Stevie Nicks, Jackson Brown, Linda Ronstadt. Speakers included Muhammad Ali, Jesse Jackson, Jane Fonda, Dolores Huerta, Rabbi Leonard Bierman, the Reverend James Lawson. Peace Sunday combined humanitarian and planetary concerns with music and message, setting the stage for future global link-ups such as Live Aid and other mega concerts, raising funds for disaster relief and various causes. Peace Sunday was produced by the Year of Shalom Committee, a coalition of peace and justice and interfaith groups. In subsequent years, the Unity and Diversity Council, a Los Angeles interfaith group, has picked up where the Year of Shalom left off and has produced annual Peace Sunday events at various locations throughout the Los Angeles area. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Peace Sunday. So glad that you're here. This is the time to be here. This is the time to proclaim who we are. This is the time to stand up for peace.
We really need a peace revolution, and I mean it. The status quo vis-a-vis peace that we see now is disastrous. Peace is divine, like justice. Both of them are one of the two names of God. When peace is broken at the individual level, we get anxiety and depression. When it is broken at the family level, we get domestic violence. When it is broken at the neighborhood level, we get gang violence and we get police brutality. When it is broken at the society level, we get discrimination and racism. When it is broken at the international level, we get war. It is one chain that cannot be interrupted. My dear brothers and sisters, the culture in our country is not a culture of peace. Not on the individual, not on the family, not in the neighborhood, not on the cities, not in the state, not nationally, and not internationally. This culture of war, led by the military-industrial complex, catering to the lowest denominator in people, only serving the few on the expense of the many, and just hypnotizing the nation on the drums of war to march to an endless game, into an endless goal, is not what the citizens of a democracy should allow to happen. Brothers and sisters, we need a revolution for peace to replace another paradigm. Nobody will do that but you, but us. All together, one nation under God. May God bless you.
This ceremony of peace today is a powerful blessing for this community. This country and this world needs to feel the power of our intention for peace, be empowered by our work for peace, and be endowed by structures of peace which spring as gifts from our imagination to an expectant world seeking deliverance from the throes of war. Peace Sunday, Los Angeles, represents a great gift to this community. Share it with the world. Thank you.
Peace Sunday, my brothers and sisters. This is immediate. And there are millions of us united in this cause. And because of you, we are becoming the vocal majority. The majority of the world are with us. As Dr. King said, and Congressman Kucinich also mentioned this earlier, peace is not just the absence of tension, but it is the presence of justice. Presence of justice. Peace and justice go together. So, my brothers and sisters, let us take with us the spirit and the ideals and the hope of Peace Sunday displayed today. Peace Sunday. And live each and every day as if it were Peace Sunday, so that the future is created based upon what we stand for today.
Individuals that are available to new and fresh insight that will create such a dynamic field of possibility that we will be that next step in an evolving culture that will have its way on this planet. So we go forth from this day knowing that one with God, one with the spiritual idea is a majority. Mohandas K. Gandhi was the first. Martin Luther King Jr. was the first. We are the first in something that is evolving and will not be stopped. I have seen it. I see it. It is done. Live it. Peace and blessings to you.
May peace prevail on earth.
Come, Spirit, come. Come into this place of peace. Come into this haven of hope and walk among us here in the hallowed halls of memory. Because you are here, you are most welcome here. Come, yet again come.
There is some record of nonviolence that we peace activists can be proud of, and it behooves us to study Gandhi and to see, as he wanted, how the method of nonviolence can in fact be applied at different levels. The question at a civilizational level is really urgent as to whether this assumption that we've long operated with, that we have to have physical force and arms to bring about our security, is one again that Gandhi would urge us to reconsider.
If we are to have any hope, there must be a massive act of conscience that says our resources must be used to heal and unite the human family rather than to destroy it. Religious communities must stop blessing war and violence. So we are here to say no to all the instruments of death and suffering and war, and to say yes to a world envisioned by the prophets of all religions that we celebrated today. A world where hunger is banished, sickness is healed, and everyone sits under their own tree and will not be afraid. Thank you.
Gather together, peacemakers. Our hope is in you.
In a world of economic disparity, unceasing military spending, continued nuclear threats, environmental devastation, and overpopulation, the call for building a culture of peace has never been more profound.
Each month, I have the great privilege of hosting a small group of diplomats, scientists, lawyers, religious leaders, and all of them are deeply involved in international nuclear weapons negotiations. I'd like you to hear the prayer that we say whenever we get together.
The beginning and the end are in your hands, O Creator of the universe.
And in our hands you have placed the fate of this planet.
We who are tested by having both creative and destructive power in our free will
turn to you in sober fear and in intoxicating hope.
We ask for your guidance, and we wish to share in your imagination as we deliberate about nuclear force.
Help us to lift the fog of atomic darkness
that hovers so pervasively over our Earth, your Earth,
so that soon all eyes may see life magnified by your pure light.
Bless all of us who wait today for your presence
and who dedicate ourselves to achieve
your intended peace and rightful equilibrium on earth.
In the name of all that is holy and all that is hoped. Amen.
Amen.
Today, the doomsday clock stands at 3 minutes till midnight, the highest level ever recorded. Instead of global alarm and efforts at reduction, the opposite is happening. Nuclear weapons are built to be used sooner or later. But rather than stepping back from the brink, the world is dashing to plunge over the cliff. In this moment of nuclear madness, what can we do? The nuclear experts whom I know pray. They become advocates, and they join with others to build a global voice of nuclear abolition. We invite you to do the same. Our little group is called Voices for a World Free of Nuclear Weapons, and we are part of the United Religions Initiative. If we can help you find your voice, feel free to reach out to us at uri.org. Follow the prayer that is in your soul. Raise your voice. Save the world.
That sacred prayer, nuclear prayer, Join forces with us, global family, as we come together to join and support the work of the United Religions Initiative and its cooperation circle, Voices for a World Free of Nuclear Weapons. We will be playing that prayer every Peace Sunday program so that we can continue to do our sacred work to end the accumulation of nuclear weapons, to put in to the hearts and minds of the leaders of the world, especially the 9 countries that have nuclear weapons, to put down these weapons, to stop creating more. All it's going to lead to is death and destruction of our human relations and all creation, and our beloved Mother Earth that sustains and supports all life. So join forces with us. And at this time, it is an honor and a joy to introduce and welcome back our beloved brother, Ben Bowler. He is the founder and executive director of Unity Earth, a global network building a worldwide movement for unity and peace. He's also the co-convener of World Unity Week, held annually in June, plus many other amazing and impactful gatherings, events, and initiatives that are birthed from Unity Earth and its collaborative partners, Peace Sunday and One Global Family Alliances and Unity and Diversity World Council, and all of our organizations are so blessed to be part of this worldwide network for good. And so at this time, we are honored to have him to share with us all of the different amazing events that are coming up in this first quarter, as well as June, World Unity Week, all the way through Peace Week, and even at the Parliament of World Religions. And so, dear Ben, it's going to be wonderful to see you and embrace you in person in Los Angeles for the LA Convergence that's coming up in March on the 28th and a few days thereafter. And so to be together in person is just a wonderful blessing. And I know that it's going to be held at a very special venue called the Wisdom. It's a dome. And we have a video right now to share with you that shows that beautiful sacred space, as well as some of the participants that will be at the LA Convergence Unity Earth. Thank you for this wonderful, inspiring gathering. Here we go.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Ben Bowler. I'm from Unity Earth. I have the privilege of serving as the executive director. I'm coming to you from Melbourne, Australia, the land of the Boonwurrung people, and I want to acknowledge the ancestors and stewards of the land upon which I stand. I would also like to honor my own ancestors from Celtic Ireland, who came to this country over 150 years ago. So very honored to be here with you. My power of one that I'm most passionate about, and Larissa, you know this, is one God. I believe that the power of one God allows all of us to understand the creator, source of life, the origin of reality, each in our own way, personal interpretation and personal connection, understanding, relationship. And even at an individual level, that concept and that understanding is always evolving and growing and shifting and changing. But ultimately that there is one source, Father, Mother, God, creator of all of life. And that bonds us in the most fundamental way. And that really is the ultimate source of our unity, of our sisterhood and our brotherhood, and our obligations to one another and to this earth. We are excited at Unity Earth to really be coming into 2023 in a powerful way. It's great to be here in World Interfaith Harmony Week, back on Peace Sundays, now coming into its 41st year. What an incredible heritage and tradition and beautiful offering for the world. So honored to be here. We're coming up to on February 7th and 8th, which is just in a day or two, we have the Unity Earth Symposium, and you can find that through our website, unity.earth. We have an incredible 2-day symposium on February 7th and 8th. The first day honoring World Interfaith Harmony Week, where we'll be having prayers from an interfaith collection, interspiritual really, around the world. And then on that day one as well, we're also going to be taking a look back at Unity Earth over the years, the journeys that have brought so many of us together right across the world, from Ethiopia to India, the Holy Land, here in Australia, North America. And we'll be reflecting on, going back even 10 years ago, where we had our first ever spiritual music concert in Chiang Mai, Thailand in December 2012. So we'll be reflecting on a lot of that. Then on day two, we're going to look forward. And I think this is so exciting. We've got an incredible cast of visionaries that are talking about their visions for a new earth. And the more we reflect into this, the deeper it's resonating powerfully for so many people, this idea of what are your visions for a new earth, a whole, healed, transformed planetary society. We asked Rabbi David Rosen to interpret the original scripture from the prophet Isaiah, which first mentions the creation of a new heavens and a new earth almost 3 millennia ago. And we're looking at all the many different understandings and interpretations of that, but really asking an intergenerational, school kids, wisdom keepers, Indigenous elders, religious leaders, heads of organizations, visionaries, evolutionary leaders, asking, what's your vision for a new earth? And we're collecting this kaleidoscope of harmonizing dreams of what a whole, healed, transformed planetary society can look like and does look like to the individual and for us as a collective. So we're very, very excited about that coming up February 7th and 8th, obviously just imminent. Then beyond that, into March, we have Unity Earth's first in-person gathering for the first one really since the Holy Land Adventure in February 2020. And this is going to be in Los Angeles. It's the LA Convergence, and it's at this extraordinary venue called the Wisdom in LA, which is a very high vibe, funky arts venue with a full dome experience. So we're going to be having Balagaya full dome experience show. We've got Sri and Kira coming up from Ecuador. We've got Kristen Hoffman coming across from New York. We've got Pato Banton, reggae legend, Grammy nominated superstar, and Antoinette performing live. Pato recently released an album called Unity Earth, which is all the songs that Pato's done for Unity Earth and the projects and the community and the partners over the last years. It's amazing the collection of music that he has created for this moment and this movement. So super excited that Pato will be headlining. Lila June, an extraordinary Indigenous thought leader and hip hop artist, is coming as well. Joined by Pure Dancers. Oh my gosh, there's so much coming together at the LA Convergence. It's going to be incredible. We'll be following on the Igniting the Hollow movement event in Sedona, and we'll have a panel talking about where the Hollow movement is going and how everybody can get engaged in that initiative, which is super exciting, synergizing so many different groups and so many different energy platforms and initiative coming together in a grand orchestration and cohesive manner. So that's very exciting. And the LA Convergence is March 28th. It's open to the public. You can come. We can share the link with you. And I know that Larissa and others from Peace Sundays are going to be there present as well. So it's a real family time coming together to be together in person as we get set for the road ahead. And of course, we're going to be doing World Unity Week in June again, orientated around the mid-year solstice, summer solstice in the north, winter solstice here in the southern hemisphere, and that beautiful constellation of events which happens around World Unity Week this year. I think it's 17th to 24th of June. So many exciting things. And then that's going to kick off the 99 Days of Peace Through Unity, which we first did in 2022. We were honoring Avon Madison and her incredible message of peace through unity, which she left us with in her final message to the Unity Earth community and the broader community working in this transformational space. What an incredible time to be alive. We have these amazing traditions. We have these amazing heritages like Peace Sundays in its 41st year, like the Parliament of World Religions, that goes back to 1893. We also have the World Interfaith Harmony Week, now into its second decade. The work of Unity Earth, coming to the end of its first decade, and there is just such an incredible foundation for us to continue to build upon. It's a super exciting time. We through the 99 Days of Peace Through Unity will again culminate in Peace Week 2023, and the incredible offerings that are orientated again around the International Day of Peace itself. Which has such a long and rich history already, and it's growing every year. So super exciting time. 2023 feels like the year we're coming out of hibernation. We've been in the cave of transformation, and now we're coming out and finding the world anew. There's a new dawn. The trees are glistening with the frost of a new day, and we are sensing possibilities. What can we do? What do we want to bring from the old world into the new? What constitutes, what about the ancient world? What do we want to bring from the ancient world into this new earth? And what do we need to reorder and remake completely? What systems, whole systems transformation? What does our financial systems look like? What does our political systems look like, should look like, could look like? And then we can begin the work of how we get there from here. So all of that is tied up in this coming together, in this celebration today of World Interfaith Harmony Week, in this Peace Sundays program, in the symposium over the next few days, the 7th and the 8th of February, the LA Convergence, the Igniting the Hollow Movement Initiative, World Unity Week, the 99 Days of Peace Through Unity, Peace Week, and 10,000 other shining, beautiful, wonderful, incredible, valuable platforms and initiatives which are coming together at this time to form nothing less than a new earth. So it's a great honor to be with you. Thank you to Larissa and to Patrick and all the team at Peace Sundays. It's been a delight to be here with you, and blessings on Peace Sundays for the next 41 years and beyond. Thank you very much, friends, and I hope to see you along the road as we gather together all of the different groups, all of the different tribes of transformation, and come together as a unstoppable, integrated whole, humanity and all of life. Thank you and blessings.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Brother Ben. So many amazing events and gatherings. I want to thank you and Unity Earth for all the phenomenal heart work, sacred activism work that's being done with you and this worldwide network of Peace Alliance partners. And so also the focus and emphasis and vision and dream to help co-create heaven on earth, new humanity during this time when it's most needed. And so we are truly, deeply grateful. And I also love your power of one God, one power source, And this is where all of our blessings come from. And if we can just connect, unify, and connect to the source of everything, of all life, not just on this planet, but throughout the entire vast universe, then we will be able to finally know peace. And so thank you again for that and for all of your wonderful sharings. And I just have one question for you. Ben, at what age did you first realize that your life's divine purpose and mission and calling would be to help unify our world, bring us all together, create this beautiful golden network of peacemakers and sacred activists, new wayfinders? When did you first know that this was your special calling?
Wow, that's a very probing question, Larissa. You know, you often hear those stories of people who were touched as children. I suppose I was pretty young when I felt the spirit and its will upon me. I was 5 years old when I had a very profound experience on my nature strip at my front lawn in Canberra, where I was growing up, and had a very powerful I am me experience. It was, shocked me at the time, but it is hard to put into words these things. I suppose that would be the most appropriate answer. And there is definitely stages along the way. My experiences in China as a 12-year-old, my experiences out in the desert with my father, connecting with Aboriginal communities as a young boy. There were many steps along the road to the realization of acceptance of being on a mission. But I suppose, to answer your question, it was probably when that young 5-year-old boy had that experience on the front lawn of his house in Canberra, was when this journey really began.
Beautiful. I had a similar experience at age 5 on the lawn in our village in Samoa when it happened for me. And so I'm just thrilled to hear the same thing happen for you.
Wow.
So what would you say to yourself as a young boy if you had the opportunity to go back in time and say something to that 5-year-old boy of what his life would be like in the future? What would you say to him, to young 5-year-old Ben?
I'm not allowed to say buy Apple stocks, I guess.
Apple, Google, and all the rest.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure if I have any advice for him. I'm probably more interested in what he's got to say to me, actually. But I think I would probably just probably honestly would choose not to say anything. Just to hold him in love and to witness the moment. I don't think I have anything to tell him that he needs to hear from me.
Beautiful. Thank you, Brother Ben, and I wish you much success with all of the collaborative change agents that are coming together for this LA Convergence and also the symposium. I look forward to World Unity Week. We hope once again for Peace Sunday to be your second opening program this year and every year. And thank you for allowing us to ride in the sacred magical canoe with you and our Unity Earth family. And so blessings upon you and everyone.
Thank you, Larissa. It's been an honor to be here and to connect with you and Peace Sunday. Thank you for everything you do. What a beautiful experience that we just shared as young children on the lawns of our childhood homes. How extraordinary! How extraordinary! What a journey! What a privilege! What a blessing! What a family! Thank you, Larissa. It's been delightful to be with you.
Aloha, alofa, aroha, and aho. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Laura Saw and Ben Bowler. We invite everybody to join the Unity Earth Symposium online this week. and in person at the LA Convergence in March. Also, Peace Sundays will be presenting at the Parliament of World's Religions in Chicago this August in a workshop titled Save Our Planet, Water is Life, and a panel of Indigenous elders and interfaith leaders called When Prophecies Come True. We are excited to see you there. Now, I will introduce our next guests, who I've known since the Compassion Torch was lit at Standing Rock and who I joined at the Unity Earth concert at the United Palace in New York when I took my sacred activism to the United Nations. Sommer Joy Raymer is the founder of Garden of Joy and co-founder of SINE Network and Compassion Games International. Her husband, John Raymer, is an American entrepreneur, civic leader, inventor, and musician. Welcome to Peace Sundays.
Fire. See the fire here. So grateful to be here. I am Sommer Joy Raymer.
I am John Raymer.
And I am so honored and grateful to be walking upon this earth and the journey of my ancestors, those Norwegian, Swedish, Sami ancestors, and walking and grateful to call home on Whidbey Island, which the origin people are the Coast Salish people.
Well, I'm from the Brooklyn Jewish tribe.
Mm-hmm.
And our roots go back to Russia and Poland. Wasn't the same place. Sometimes the same place was named Russia, sometimes Poland. But New York and America is deep in my heart and soul. And I've had the joy and privilege of living on Whidbey Island, which is the home of the Coast Salish nations, and working with Hereditary Chief Phil Lane for many, many years. And therefore, I see myself as a sovereign, and I see one of many that we are finding each other in these times, challenging times.
Very challenging times. And part of the medicine of these times is the radical collaboration, the doing this together with my beloved, my life partner. We are co-founders of the Compassion Games and also co-founders of SINE Network, which is an incredible project that has emerged from the Compassion Games. And, we've been doing this work together for almost 10 years, and it goes way back many, many years. My husband, a lot of the catalyzing of our story has come out of nature, this emergent need and, many people coming together and recognizing that the root of the word competition is competere, which actually means striving together. And that is at the heart of the Compassion Games that has been catalyzing and inspiring the fun of service and the need and the excitement of when we challenge each other to be more and more compassionate, more in service to others, more in service to this earth. And it has been played all over the world.
Yeah.
Starting from that root of challenging compassionate cities in Seattle, Louisville, Kentucky, and now flash forward to here we are in 2023, and there are hundreds of cities all over the world and continents that have been working towards compassion. And out of that was this need of synergy and collaboration, the SINE Network.
Right. That's right. Just to put the compassion in context, because it is about service. And when Karen Armstrong won the TED Prize, and this is World Interfaith Harmony Week, she wished for a charter for compassion for our times. We thought that was a great idea. Without her permission, we just decided that we were going to do a campaign to have Seattle become Compassionate City, a 10-year campaign. Well, the folks in Louisville found out. The mayor wrote me a letter after visiting us saying that they were the most compassionate city in the world.
Mayor Fisher.
And they would be so till proven otherwise. In fact, he said they were so compassionate, they'd come out to Seattle to help us beat them. I said, wow.
In all the years that we've shared that story, it lights up people's hearts and faces. And I can feel it just as we're sharing this again. It's like,
Yep.
you know, there's some, and that is the fun, the
It's a
spirit.
culture hack. That's right.
Yeah.
Reframing. It's the survival of the kindest. And imagine if that was the game, because you cannot lose the compassion games. But the truth is, I saw, and we've served over 1 million people playing games in schools and prisons all over the world. But we don't work well together. We want to, but it's challenging. So let's say there was a dream team of super social innovators committed to behavior change at scale. And that league of teams became the SINE network.
Standing for Synergized Impact Network Exchange.
That's right. That's right. We knew of a collective impact, but let's say we were really synergizing. Let's say we actually knew what we had so we can turn what we have into what we need. Let's say we got beyond these boundaries that are essential, but at the same time can be very painful. Oftentimes, so many social innovators feel alone and not supported in their work, and yet they feel called by some downloaded mission that they have to do. Well, we've become fans of those, like you, Laura Sa, and everything you've been doing for all these years. Every time you share, you talk about everybody else. That's a skill. How do we become peer advocates? The SINE Alliance is turning what we have into what we need. We're admins on hundreds of pages. And members have said to us, okay, we trust you. Trust is the magic fuel. With transparency and accountability and integrity, we can do amazing things together.
And it gives an opportunity for people that maybe are wanting to collaborate more with their work or wanting to actually be more like Laura Sa, who's such a catalyst and a highlighter, you know, someone that comes in and shines light on where there is the most peace and the good work that is really selfless. It's very, very easy in the SINE network to be in support and catalyze those beings in the world. So it gives an opportunity for people, for any person to step in or organization to step in and practice synergy, radical collaboration. We're just in the heart of the 40 days of peace right now, where we started January around Dr. Martin Luther King Day, catalyzing the 40 days of peace and a national day of service, but we co-host 4 different global Zoom experiences of collaboration that we offer throughout the year. And there's the closing of the 40 days of peace will be coming up on February 24th and 25th, which is the closing of the 40 days of peace. And this time that's really honoring the social justice work and the incredible legacy that lives on, even though he is not with us anymore, lives on the spirit of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Right, right. We call these convergences. So AmeriCorps has generously been supporting the Compassion Games. And we have this fabulous grant in honor of Dr. King. So what we're able to do is during this time of year, in January and February, have these 2 online convergences where the doors are open. If you're inspired by Dr. King's work, if you see the urgency of the fierce urgency of now, right, then we want your voice to be heard. These are distributed leadership. It's an interesting model now that we're all in this new medium where we're connected this way to actually discover each other and learn about each other and connect with each other and come up with the ideas and the visions. Like Jim Garrison, one of our SINE members in Ubiquity University, they're planning a Peace Ukraine Summit, the Ukraine-focused summit on peace. And we thought that was a great idea. Dr. King says you got to organize as effectively if you love peace as those who love war. Well, let's do it. So now this month, a whole bunch of sessions are happening. In fact, there's one with Jonathan Granoff on Monday, with Phil Lane today, all looking at the challenges we're facing and what is the pathway to peace at this time. This nuclear threat is real. We're going in that direction. If we don't change direction, we're going to wind up where we're headed. So this is an example of what's unfolding. If you go to the Compassion Games website,
compassiongames.org,
go to where it says events and click on the schedule, and you'll see what's unfolding. And there's going to be more events because of World Interfaith Harmony Week and throughout these 40 days that we want to use this in unprecedented ways to unite and connect and get our values at the core of what we're doing and change what we're doing so that we have a different outcome.
And everything is an invitation to experience synergy and collaboration and participating. These are not a type of game that is to be entertained or to simply listen. Everyone that's in the room is a part of the experience and is bringing value, that we all have a special light going on in our hearts that contributes to the greater whole, which a lot of this work on the incredible, shoulders and ancestors of Hereditary Chief Phil and the prophecies of working towards peace on earth by 2030. Every single person matters. And it is a space where, yes, there's Jim Garrison and there's these Laura Saw and these incredible people that are doing that. And it's an invitation for anyone to, bring your events into the space, and that everything is an invitation for collaboration to include everyone.
Where did Dr. King get his power from? It wasn't because he had all these weapons or all this money or even had some office that he held. It's each of us. So when we feel powerless, when we feel helpless, remember Dr. King. Simply by the conviction of his values and his determination to make a difference in the world, he was able to do it. That's what all of us need to do now. Up our game. To challenge ourselves to be creative in unprecedented ways. So you're going to see the Compassion Games unfolding. We want to share with you, one, that we have the fire that you see here is part of this Wopi Dust ceremony that we do with folks. Taught to us by Brother Phil.
Lakota.
It is gratitude. We would stop and pass this compassion torch that we got from Standing Rock. We were just talking about that story, and ask people to introduce themselves and tell us what they're grateful for and what's their wish for the world. And then who do they want to pass the torch to? And we've done this hundreds of times with people all over the world, but we wanted to share with you somebody we met. And it was the shopping district in Santa Cruz. And in just a minute and a half, I think this guy says it all. Meet Curtis.
But I appreciate you all approaching me and asking me to do this, because I think the whole world needs to do this because of what's going on in the world. My thing is taking this torch and giving it to the next generation. You guys, we can live on an earth with love, peace, and kindness. We can do that. We don't have to war and weapons over a dollar bill. We spend multi-million dollars and billions and trillions of dollars on war and weapons. That's not necessary, young people. What's necessary is this right here. Being able to look a man in his eyes and be able to cry, be able to feel your emotion, feel that pain, and somebody else that you don't even know approach you and come give you empathy and compassion. That's what I'm doing. Little old me being the change I wish to see. Nobody can help everybody, but we all can help somebody.
There you go. Mm-hmm. That's one of our compassion games. Mm-hmm. Is building a global fire of one love. Of love and empathy and compassion and all that's right and good in the world.
And it's right here, right now. So we are so grateful, and we will continue to stand next to you on planet Earth and move forward towards peace on Earth by 2030.
That's right. That's right. And the way I see us doing that is we're writing these tales of synergy from our magic canoe. And that idea is so simple that we're moving between worlds, from a world no longer to a world not yet. Magic canoe moving between worlds, lots of room.
Everybody's welcome.
Here to serve our journey home. See you there.
Thank you, Sommer and John Raymer, Compassion Games and SINE Network. What an honor and privilege it is to work alongside the two of you in your magical global canoe, this sacred ride that we are on for peace, for unity, love, and oneness, right? Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for the amazing work that you have continued to do for decades. And I remember that the two of you were some of our brilliant featured speakers and guests for the Sacred Activism broadcast that we did daily back in 2016 to stand in solidarity with Standing Rock. And I know that you were both there and received that compassion torch from there and then have taken it around the world. My team and I were there as well, and it was just an incredible time of prophecy fulfillment. You know, the uniting of the eagle, condor, quetzal, that was it, bringing together over 500 nations from around the world, and not just Native American nations, but global family of nations. The Rainbow Tribe come together. That's the other prophecy, is the coming together of the Rainbow Warriors, the Rainbow Tribe, and the Rainbow Bridge, bringing heaven and earth together as one. And also, of course, the Black Snake prophecy. So all of these prophecies, we are living in the times of prophecy fulfillment. And I want to thank the two of you for just being the catalyst and the synergy force that's bringing us all together for this magical ride. And I just want to say deep bows of gratitude, and may we continue to do this sacred song and dance together for many more decades. Thank you.
Thank you. Much good work to come.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good trouble.
Thank you.
A lot of good trouble still to come.
Yes. Patrick, would you like to share anything before we end our wonderful session with the Dreamers?
I was glad to be with you, and the Standing Rock runners brought the compassion torch to Fort Mason, and when we were stood in a sacred circle together at the Golden Gate Bridge, and it's been an honor to be with you through all of the work of the United Religions Initiative in North America and our assembly in Salt Lake City and in Toronto, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What a journey we've been on. Oh my God, we're so fortunate.
Yes.
All in.
Game on.
Game on. Exactly. Well said, Larissa.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bravo. Love you
Bravo.
guys.
With deep, deep gratitude, I would just like to convey our love and appreciation to all of our beautiful, inspiring participants in today's Peace Sunday program. Grateful to Ben and John Raymer and Sommer, and also Pato and Antoinette, Patrick and Leah, Chief Daniel Ramos, and Grandmother Alda Glover, and Sister Lindsay Hemp. And we are now at the closing of our program. So we invite you all to attend and participate and support the programs that have all been shared. You have their websites, but you can also go to our peacesundays.org, and you will find many of the flyers and posters and even links to videos and registration pages on our Alliance Partner Events 2023 and also on our homepage. Visit us often. And, in addition to all of the events that have been shared, I would love to also extend an invitation to you all to join us for our upcoming Peace Sunday programs. We have a very special one coming on February 24th, which will be the 1-year anniversary of this senseless war between Russia and Ukraine. We pray that peace will prevail and the senseless war will end very soon. So also join us in September on the 21st of every year. It is the United Nations International Day of Peace, and we will have a very special broadcast. And the time usually for all of our programs is 11:11 a.m. Pacific time. And why 11:11? Well, in sacred numerology, it represents the spiritual awakening, the great spiritual awakening of humanity. Now is the time for that. And so do join us. Again, thank you to all of our participants, to all of our alliance partners, and especially to my producers and co-producers of this Peace Sunday program and many, many others. Thank you for doing this sacred song and dance with us. Aloha, alofa, aroha, agape, and aho. Blessings.